Here you go. Here you go.
The Nebraska School Activities Association continues to make changes and restrictions to high school football practices across the state. The main reason is sparked by the awareness of concussions and heat issues during the hot summer days.
Hit! Good. Run off the football and make contact.
The issue, however, does spur debate around the football landscape. Is it appropriate to eliminate contact practices, and will this affect the level of competition on the field? Head football coach of Nebraska's Class B Alliance Bulldogs, Seebohm, said it's imperative some tackling remains in practices.
You have to learn physically how to get off of a block or how to physically tackle in the first place, not necessarily, a stationary dummy. It's a lot quicker to learn if you're going against a live situation.
But it's easy to think non-contact practices won't have a glaring impact on the college game. Most college athletes are gifted players and tacklers. Last March, the Ivy League Football Conference voted unanimously to eliminate all full contact practices during the regular season. All 8 Ivy League coaches approved the new order. But what if non-contact practice has made its way to the high school level, or the early developmental stages of America's most popular game? Nebraska School Activities Association Director of Football Nate Neuhaus said one is naive to think it couldn't happen one day.
Well, that'd be a fairly drastic change, obviously, to the game of football. If something of that nature should take place, I think it would have to evolve over time, and I'm sure that our coaches and our athletes would have to certainly adjust and adapt to the new way of practicing football.
Today, the NSAA allows 4 full contact practices per week during the season, including weekend games. These full contact procedures include thud drills, which are regular one-on-one tackling drills, and live action drills, which are game-like scenarios. Each school is allotted 30 minutes per practice to run these drills. That's a drastic change from when Seebohm started coaching 15 years ago.
It used to be there were no restrictions. When we went team live one-on-one situations, there was kind of no holds barred and anything goes.
As the NSAA and other high school state football organizations continue to minimize tackling, it's perhaps easy for most officials and coaches to get used to the decrease. But what about players? Former Lincoln Southwest linebacker Kyson Schnell played varsity for the Skyhawks from 2013 to 2015 and said if high school sports organizations continue to diminish tackling in practices, injuries during competition could increase.
I think more injuries would happen in games because of lack of practice of good hitting and how you're supposed to do a tackle.
And the NSAA changes its policies on tackling during practice almost every year. Neuhaus said the process is always met with resistance from coaches and players. The most recent change came 2 years ago when the maximum amount of tackling in practice decreased from 1 hour to 30 minutes.
As we explained the actual definitions and what the time restraints meant, they were very well received, and we didn't seem to have many issues once we got into the process. And as we move forward, the adjustment process won't be there. It'll just be the practice and the protocol, and people will be used to it.
So the question is, how do high school sports organizations balance contact practices to ensure proper tackling is taught while keeping injuries to an absolute minimum? Schnell says proper coaching could go a long way.
I think they should put more research into protection equipment, definitely helmets and whatnot, and neck braces, and I definitely think they should look and teach more proper tackling techniques.
After all, high school and Pop Warner football is where young players develop their game. Parker Siza, KRNU News.